SHODO-X! Let's game! Make a game! What's a game? What's a game? I'm a Kamen Rider!
Hey guys, welcome to the 70th episode of the Soda Pop Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Frozen Stratos. Here with me today we have...
Josh.
And we're going to talk about the Mighty Brothers, V3 and Rider Man.
But also, that's not all we're going to talk about, or not all we're going to... Who we're going to... we've got a guest today! It's Vangelus, the internet personality himself. Thank you for coming on, sir.
Hi, no problem. I just finished watching a Kamen Rider show, and I just got a bunch of... I just stopped having a bunch of unopened candy toys sitting in the corner of my room. So I'm all in the mood.
Yeah, that's completely fair. I've had, I think, 8 just sitting around for the longest time.
I still haven't built all those Yudo figures, Corey.
Oh my god.
I built Kirame Red, and then I got tired, and I stopped.
Yeah, okay. We've got plenty of news. Not as much news as we thought there was going to be. So we're going to cover that. And then we're going to head into our topic. How'd 01 go? And we're just going to talk that through. So yeah, without further ado, Josh.
Hey.
Would you like to talk about a topic for once?
Yeah, so there's a topic today, and it's Shodo. So,
hell yeah.
We already kind of briefly mentioned it last week when we had those listings on different sites for what was in it, and those were right, and we get to actually see what they are now. So the first figure in the set, this is SHODO-X 11, by the way. So this first figure in the set is X-Aid, level 2, his base form. And I personally think it looks really, really good.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
I know, Corey, you kept doing those graphics with the figure art all week, which kind of had kind of like an expectation. But honestly, I think it turned out really nice.
Yeah, I'd say it lived up.
I think, and I know I mentioned this on Twitter to you, the head specifically, especially since it doesn't involve stickers like the original Soto release, I think looks a lot better. Because I always kind of thought the Soto head was a little the eyes were a little too shrunken or whatever. The head was kind of shrunk down. That's the best way to put it. But here I think it looks really, really good. And of course he will be coming with his Gashikon breaker in the hammer mode, the little hammer mode. I can't remember, does it come with the sword or just the hammer?
Yeah, we did get a product update. It does come with both.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it did say in the blog that it was not pictured, but...
Oh, I see it, yeah.
Saying,
yeah. I see here, and
it
it says it comes in the expansion parts or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. So, so you get the Gashikon breaker with him, and then, just like how Shodo always does, a main rider and then, some forms, the double gamer level XXL and R are going to be in here, so you get both of them in the set, and they come with the Gashikon Key Slasher, and it looks like, you can pretty much put them together to make the shoulder face, but I don't see a piece that's specifically meant for that. You kind of just have to go with it. But
I don't.
These also look really good.
Yeah. So they did note that they are coming with 2 of the key slashers, which is
good. Yeah, so they each have one. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I didn't know the significance until someone in our Discord had mentioned, oh yeah, in one of the finishers they just sort of both had one.
Yeah, I remember that happening for something. But it does show that the weapons will have a little bit of stickers on them. Which I know is definitely a rarity for Shodo, but I get it for the level of detail that's on the not really number pad, but the keypad that's on the key slasher and things like that. It makes sense.
And also the chest.
Right. Yeah, the chests too. So, which also, it'd be really difficult to paint on like all the like health bars and everything. So
I do wonder how those stickers are going to be handled, because I have the full action figure saga. I think that was the name. Full action figure saga.
Yeah.
Oh, like
line
the
of
Joe
figures.
size ones?
Are they Joe size?
Ish. They're like Joe size ish. Those are the ones that were like there was Kuga and Exade, and like half the line is exclusives. Yeah, they're weird.
I want to say that they were weirdly comparable to RKF.
They are. That's who I was able to like pair them with. They're like slightly shorter.
Kind of like not really a prototype version, but kind of like a very like.
I mean, it's kind of like the size difference is comparable from Shodo to Soto, and
okay.
you have full action figure in RKF.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're impatient and want an RKF Kiva, there you go.
Oh yeah, I mean that. But I was just saying that like that chest, the sticker that they used for that was like a really glossy one, and I kind of want to see that come back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would work.
For this. Yeah. Yeah, I like those figures. I don't know why they disappeared. Gashapon needs to bring them back.
They were in that weird space of like that I always thought Soto would be in, where it's like Bandai doesn't do Candy thing, and then they do it again, or Candy Gashapon, and you're like, all right, you did two, really cool, you did a premium Bandai, sweet, and like, yeah, we're never doing it again.
Soto's the one that actually made it.
Yeah, that's how many Bandai toy lines go, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I guess it also makes sense for Exade, because when I went back and looked at the first post they did for like the Candy Toy blog, one of the things they said was, this year, we're trying, everything's going to be different. We're going to do these Candy Toy lines differently. We're going to introduce Soto. And I guess some of that stuff, you throw stuff at the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah. It's that second wave of full action figure saga that was the weird one, because it was like Kiva and Fies. And it was kind of like, okay, but why? And that's cool, but why? And does this mean you're going to do more? And they're like, no.
Like, no,
it was very telling that the first wave got like this very nice premium set, and then the second one just sort of came out. No one really said anything.
I couldn't find it anywhere. Like, I see it on Mandarake sometimes, but that's it.
Now you brought up that it had... Now that you brought up it had Kiva and Fies, it just made me realize, did the first sales not go very well? And they just said, okay, let's see if we can sell this series with popular characters and see if that sells. Nope. Okay.
See, the secret is you have to wait 10 years to make a Kiva figure. And then if you do it too early, you kill the line. Good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's science.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. One thing I will say about X8 here is that last time I was, my opinion of it was just that, it's cool to just see like more recent series, even though this doesn't really like. I've got an X8, so I'm good. But there were two things that people brought up in the Discord that I agree with. One is puts X8 back on the market. It's been a while.
It's true. What did they say? It was like 4 years, 5 years.
Yeah.
2016 already. Wow.
And
but it also
we're
made me
entering
realize...
Soto year 5, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
2016. But the other thing that was brought up that really got me excited for Exade and Shodo is, can we get some Bugsters? Can we get Salty?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Like, O needs to really start pulling some weight here.
Watch them just do Graphite, the one Bugster we actually got in.
I was about to say, yeah, the least surprising reveal will be when they reveal the next wave of Shoto O and it has Gem in it.
I was gonna say it's just gonna be like, okay, guess what? Here's your long-awaited Exade Shoto O. It's a repaint. What's going on? What's going on, everyone? We got a repaint.
Technically, they did that with Ryuga.
I'm still waiting for them to like actually finally just do the Kabuto movie riders too, because like,
oh yeah,
that one's easy. You can just fart that out real quick, and I'll be happy with it. Like just 3 of them, almost the same mold. You're almost good there.
They can premium Bandai that really nice.
Stop! Don't you dare say that.
I feel like there's a note on the wall about those riders, though, with like a picture of shelves of the fig arts from 2010. Like, saying you can't do these, though. It's illegal.
This is why Premium Bandai has to exist.
I mean, honestly, this is why Candy Toy exists. They're the ones that are going to be doing the illegal things.
Yeah.
But yet, Aqua is still off limits to everyone.
Yeah. But like overall for like just the X8 portion of this, really to me the only thing that's missing, and this is like a tiny gripe, is like the tops of the feet and then the backs of the hands are the only things that like I would say might need some detail in them. Obviously the belt.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Eh.
I personally think the gamer driver might be a tad too big. But it could just be like the way the photos are kind of, displayed.
Yeah, there's not really any edge lighting on them either, so there's no visual outline.
Yeah.
In person it might be better. I'm wondering if the old SHODO stickers for the knuckles and the shoes could just translate onto these to some degree.
So, I mean, those are typically made out of PVC though, right? Or at least the hands.
Yeah. And also X8 is when the stickers were the most paper.
That's true.
So
I don't know, get some PVA glue down on there too. Just
I haven't used it for sticker on PVC, but I have been using glue stick. And I used it on a bunch of my old Gaim arms action figures, and that worked pretty well. Like I've had pretty good success with that.
I've done the dangerous thing of just like, let me just add a little drop of super glue. I don't really feel like painting this.
You can. I think some of my SHODO X8s, where I first did that, I got dupes later, but I figured out how to do it cleanly. But some of those damn bicep rings have like a little bit of that super glue crystallization crust on the underside if you look really closely. I was just looking at these guys. I was looking at the Mighty Brothers and looking at their thigh rings and remembering how nice it'll be to not have to put those on.
Yeah, that's the other thing. That's the other thing is good about Shoto X8.
Yeah.
I'm just too scared to do anything with the stickers or anything like that. I just apply them and pray for the best.
That's valid.
Hopefully they don't fall off. I found one of my Gaim stickers just floating around my room, and I'm like, I didn't know I was missing any of these. How many are missing now? I need to go back.
So there's a reason why I bag all my SHODOs still, even though I trust the sticker stuff to work ever since they went to a more vinyl solution. It's just less to think about, and also I don't have any space to display anything. But
all my Exit ones are in a bin.
And
I have all my stuff in like separated Ami boxes. It's not a great system, but
I pretty much just have my Another Riders on display because they're probably my favorites.
Yeah, I got these bins. I got every single figure in a little. I got a stack of archival Ziplocs years ago. So I got them all, each one in a Ziploc, also so I remember who came with what, because I'm weird like that until I videotape stuff. And I got these plastic bins that they fit in perfectly standing up with the friction of the top of the Ziploc holding them upright. So I just have these like weird bins in my apartment of like tons and tons of little colorful men in bags.
You know what? That's roughly what I do with figure arts, but with SHODO, I play the dangerous game. I just have like a shoebox-sized bin that I just kind of put them in on the display stand.
On the display stand is probably safe because they're not going to tip.
Yeah.
I have them in their in the box, and I just sort of pretend that nothing bad will ever happen to them while they're in there.
I mean, yeah, it's the safety box.
The dust is out here.
I mean, if you put a lid on it, then the dust can't get in there full stop. I've checked.
Yeah, that's right.
That's how it works.
Mm-hmm. But also, I was wondering, so you've had a lot of contact with SHODO X8, and did you get any of the Another Riders?
Yes. Yeah, I hate that I actually had to stop to think about that, because that's a problem. But I got both waves of the Another Riders.
Yeah.
So those stickers, do they feel kind of like X-Aids, or at least that bad.
It's been a bit. I remember that they felt not as indestructible as Build Wave 5 onwards. But they didn't feel like old X8 stickers. I have to remind myself sometimes. That's why I just perpetually buy ride players as well. It's like they were actually, it's Wave 1 that was worse. The ride players are a little bit better. And I'm going off tactile memory. I think the Another Riders were still a better sticker material than SHODO-X, but they also weren't going as far as SHODO-X. Like SHODO-X had like, it wasn't just you were wrapping thin rings around stuff, but like then there was the wrist rings attached to the forearm guards, attached to the knuckles.
Those are the worst.
Yeah.
I hated that.
Yeah, it's the bicep and the thigh rings that are the ones that just felt the worst. Those forearm wrist knuckle things were the most intimidating. The Another Riders, I think it helped that like I found a lot of their sticker detail still clung to the detail like on build. I didn't have to work a lot to get it to stay there. I just had to figure out where some of the years went when it was just like the year on a small shape.
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't think anything was as bad as Another O's. That one was the worst of them.
That was terrible. Oh my god.
Oh, I vaguely remember not enjoying that. That was a while ago. But
he is a person that takes up maybe a third of him should be yellow, and none of the figure was colored in yellow. It was all sticker.
I'm looking at him right now. He's the one who loves to fall over and take all the Another Riders with him. So
yeah, that sounds like
why would you put him in the back then? Why didn't you just put him in the front?
Well, I have the Another Riders like standing next to each other in chronological order.
Oh, okay.
And so he's kind of like next to a bunch of people. Like he takes double and Forze down, and then they all just fall.
Again, this sounds like Kuroto.
Yeah,
that's in character. What you got to do is just get hooked up. You gotta do that horrible thing I did during X8 and start buying duplicate figures entirely to take their stands and then sell the figure afterwards.
I need to do that. I need a lot more stands.
It was during build it got the worst, because during build you could get half a figure with a stand, and then just just start selling all these different disparate half figures at toy shows. Just going like, hey, here's half a figure. It's cool. It's fun.
Yeah, nothing's missing. What are you talking about?
Pretend it's a full figure.
Well, I was too honest. I put a sign on the box like no stand, so I take a third of the price off or something.
Yeah, that's fair.
Just sell it as custom fodder.
That's right. Well, that's what I would tell people, but then I realized like half the folks who go to like a small Ontario toy show, like 2 of them care what Kamen Rider is, so like going to the point of like, no, it's good for custom. So like, custom what? And then I got to sit down and tell them about it.
Marvel, yeah. This one kind of looks like
out
Ant-Man.
of some really good ABS plastic and some PVC.
Yeah.
So if you're needing any of that,
like if you're tired of how squishy them 3 3/4 inch Black Series figures feel, you aren't going to get that with this half of a figure. This is ABS on ABS.
That's right.
You can kind of make Ant-Man out of this one.
Yeah.
Speaking of Rider-Man.
Oh,
okay. What a good transition.
He's here too.
Updated.
So,
harsh.
So our Showa Rider for this set is Rider-Man. Of course, in classic Rider-Man fashion, he comes with his rope arm, his hook arm, all of his different arms. And they are in PVC parts that will be newly molded. So
that are newly molded in pink, apparently. Because
I was gonna say.
X8 was like, "Oh hey, I'm gonna make sure that everything's pink now. I'm the one sock that got washed into all of your whites.
There you go.
And now everything's pink."
Pretty much.
But on the plus side, everything is now painted shiny.
Do you know how hard it was to sell accessoryless Rider-Man Shodos when I was like double buying them to get all of the different arms?
I mean, honestly, at that point, you might as well just keep the Rider-Man. Who are you going to sell that to?
I think I sold them for like 5 Canadian. I don't know. It felt good.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
I mean, if you got any extra characters with different colored scarves, you could say this is like the evil Rider-Man.
Oh, do you want to know how many friggin' Shocker Riders I bought and then
There
parted
you go.
and then... like twice.
Shocker Rider Man.
I've been so the last time you were here, you were talking about that, and I've sort of been wondering about it because I never bought SHODO-X 3, and you said once SHODO-X 3 came around, you were like, oh, why did I buy all of these other ones? Did something happen in SHODO-X 3 with like the evil riders that?
So I actually finally opened that. I had 4 waves of SHODO-X I had not opened for months. So that one only comes with 1 Shocker Rider, and it comes with alteration parts so you can have him have his own bike. It turns out for a moment I was like, no, I was right to purchase all. Now I just have 1 SHODO-X Shocker Rider, whatever. But then there's also a SHODO-O series with Shocker Riders and briefcases, or something. I have like I basically have, I think, 15 Shocker Riders now.
Oh,
Boy. Wow.
I
mean,
there's only
they're not...
one of each color, right? What?
Well, because I bought, when they first appeared in Shodo Versus, you had to buy, like, multiple boxes to get enough to do all of them, because they came with all the scarves. So I did that.
Right.
And then Shodo O, I think, did them again with the briefcase, and it was easier to get all of them. And, yeah, it's very silly. And I mean, it's already happening... It's happening again with 0-1. Like, I've got 3 Trilobite Magia so far. I've got, I think... They're not here yet, but 5 or 6 regular Humagears.
Nice.
I was on Mandarake one day, and I was just checking my lists of things. And I'm like, oh no, all the Humagear that I was looking for just went out of stock. And then I check on the Discord, and I've noticed, oh hey, Vangelus is talking about how he bought a bunch of them.
I mean, I tried to...
that's where they went.
I stuck to 2 different stores that had multiples. Because there was one store that had 3. Because I went to do that check where you go, like, item count up? Yes? And usually it says no. But then this one went up to 3. So I was like, oh. Oh, and they have 2 ride players as well. Well, I certainly need more of those. So that'll make the shipping make sense.
Yeah. I was so looking forward to doing that with the horseshoe crabs, but those never happen.
I have faith. It will.
Okay.
I have faith.
I mean, to be fair, we'll get to it later, but 0-1 is already seeping its way into Saber's line, so...
Yeah, it's not taking long.
Precisely. I have faith.
Like Josh said, we'll get to it later, but I will say, at this point, my expectations have been lowered to, if they have Kamen Rider in their name, then maybe there's a chance.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they went so, like, for a line that didn't do an enemies dedicated thing at all, or even, like, a premium Bandai box, like, I was still impressed by how many Humagears they kind of jammed in by the end.
Yeah.
And they gave me the one I'm still chasing is the Dodo Troop Builder. I only have 1.
Yeah.
I need more. I mean, why would that even be a question? Of course I have to troop build that.
Of course.
I was about to say, how many were on screen?
I'm still in the build mentality, and I've still been hoarding all the Guardians that I can find. I still have carts filled with them on Mandarake.
The last time I did, there was a Mandarake that had 3 sets of the armor and body things, and I grabbed all of them, and then I realized, like, okay, so I got these. I did this at least twice. Oh, but I also have 6 boxes of them, so I probably have enough, I guess, until I figure out like what my ratios are on the chest insignias.
Exactly. Oh my god. Yeah. Yes, exactly.
I was about to say, you'll have enough when you can replicate that one movie scene.
Exactly.
Yes, exactly.
And that,
I don't know.
Like, it's healthy and normal.
I'm only stopping until I have enough to like super glue all of them together into that walker looking thing.
Yeah.
I need to see you make that. I have to see it.
I don't know how it'll happen, but it definitely will.
Well, you just said super glue.
That's
That's what they did.
That's true.
CGI super glue. That's what they did.
Yeah. Are we talking about Cure Major?
Oh boy. Also, did we mention that
and this-
Rider-Man
this
gets
is-
his motorcycle?
Well, you know,
Yeah.
Cure Majors have machines, and this is the Rider-Man machine.
Yeah.
Oh!
I was gonna
So-
say it's perfect that like it's the perfect Rider-Man story that we're like, so Rider-Man, then we talked about other stuff for like
Yeah.
Yeah.
an hour.
Oh
Pretty
man,
much.
it is just.
I-
It is just
I
freaking.
feel like Rider-Man's the what's his name? Agito of Showa. It's like no one talks about poor Agito.
Aw,
Toei, Bandai, they've completely forgotten about him.
Geo didn't.
Yeah,
This
well,
is true.
that was good people getting in the right spots again, who were like, okay, you all have been leaving him in the dust for so long. We're naming a Zeo form after him, because screw all of you. I'm hyped that they're doing his motorcycle because it's I think it's easy to forget that he has one.
I was about
Yeah.
to say,
Yeah.
I did not realize until Josh said it. It is actually just called Rider-Man Machine. Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, the man machine.
and like,
It's very on the nose.
and what is it? Like they cared so much that they let us know that it goes 250 kilometers an hour.
Well, look at that.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Thanks
Th-
for the trivia.
these
and
will-
then
these-
I looked, but like I looked at the image, and there's a 250 just on that little. I don't know how motorcycles work or what these parts are. It looks like a gas tank thing. That little green thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I see what you're saying.
Is that what that's about, or is that just incidental?
I don't know.
I don't know how this works.
Rider-Man likes to flex.
That's right.
This comes out.
So we've got to be close
when?
to getting, like, pretty much all the Showa bikes, I would imagine, right? At this
Oh,
point.
Yeah.
I think
That's
that
going to look nice together.
This rounds out the 7 legendary ones.
Yeah, that would
They
look
always
That would
tout.
look really nice
Okay,
together.
yeah.
Yeah. But hey, where's Tackle? We need Tackle, guys.
Mhm.
Premium Bandai.
Tackle. No, no.
But I
No!
mean, honestly, the worst part about this figure is it doesn't have the, like, screaming open mouth Rider-Man head.
Oh, from the
The-
figure art.
Right? What a missed opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
This also comes
Yeah.
out in December, it looks like.
Yep, December
Yeah,
for
yeah.
SHODO-X 11.
Nice.
I'm looking forward to it. But you know what else? Wait, I don't even know. This probably doesn't come out in December. But we were talking about Premium Bandai. So speaking of Premium Bandai, we've got N-DAGUVA-ZEBA,
Yeah.
Guava.
who is here now.
Yes.
So all the speculation that we were doing of like, oh man, are they gonna start like this brand new SHODO-O line? Is there gonna be like this villain line that's gonna encompass all the anniversary? No, it's just a premium release.
Mhm.
I was surprised it's just one figure.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially since it's just a villain.
Like,
I mean,
Not to don't get me wrong, it's
Notable.
nice.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
Notable, though.
happy.
I was kind of looking through it, and I mean, obviously, before I saw the price, where I figured out it was just one, but they have all those pictures with him with Ultimate, so I thought maybe you, like, got an Ultimate with it, even though we already have that. But no, it's just him.
Yep.
Like it's so weird that they're able to be like, you know what, on the power of this character alone, we're going to do an around $20 to $25 SHODO figure release of him.
That's
Yeah,
not,
We're putting that into
This-
the
that's
market.
not-
He got a Shinkocho Seiho, this guy.
Oh, yeah, he did. That's right.
Oh, huh?
Yeah, he's a
Did-
pretty
did
popular villain.
Did his head come off too?
Oh, is that a thing with the Kuga ones? I missed Ultimate Kuga, sadly.
I don't know. I just thought that was a. Oh, wait, no, I'm thinking other SH.
Oh no, I thought this was one of those.
Sochak
Other...
Henshin. My bad.
Oh,
Oh.
okay. I those one of those
Yeah.
nightmare stories where they're like, hey, you know that really rare premium Bandai Shinkocho Seiho that's like $400? Also, it breaks out of the package.
Ooh.
Those stories are horrifying. I hate that I don't want to touch half my figures anymore.
Yeah, genuinely, that's why I haven't purchased a figure art in years. I feel like
That's why I only own that Super Samurai metallic set. That's the only figure arts that I own in my entire collection.
Yeah, Oh yeah, the three Shinken Reds that I've owned have all like the hips have all cracked. One of them got knocked over by a single balloon and fell apart.
To be fair, that's one that I heard was consistently broken, and I always heard it was in the shoulders. But then, one day I decided, you know what, I'm gonna take this one out. I haven't displayed it in a while, and then just from posing his legs, suddenly it came off.
It was originally the shoulders, and then it sounds like as the years have gone on, a number of fig arts from the 2010s, early 2010s, have started having the hips disintegrate.
I wonder why they don't do Sentai in figure arts. Here's a curse.
I have my metallic Shinken Blue. He's posed dabbing in front of my Nintendo Switch. So I'm really hoping that he doesn't just explode one day. So
I mean, worst case, if he falls apart and you want him in that pose, you know where the glue is. You just
that's
all right.
true.
It's a forever pose now.
That is true.
That's right.
I do want to say, a lot of fig arts are fine. It's just it seems like when fig arts go badly, they go hard bad.
Yeah.
It's not like, the hips get jiggly on this one. It's like, no, this one's fine until 8 years pass. Then it explodes in flame. And gives off a poisonous gas. It's really weird.
Oh, so every single Motion Revive figure.
Oh no, mine are all still fine, but they're all in Ziplocs. I keep them away from oxygen.
Oh, that's fair. Because a lot of the knees on mine they're gone now. They don't exist.
Yeah, this is it's twofold. It's like part one, this is why I got into figuring out how to fix figures for myself, and then part two, why I really need to remember that SHF upgrade third-party company and look at what they have.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They do really cool
I
stuff.
think once in a while we have this recurring thing where we're like, man, Motion Revive legs, huh? And then we follow up with, man, Shoto really figured out how to make that work, huh?
Yeah, in I've said this multiple times. In one of the most parts economic ways possible, they switched it from a 5-piece setup to just a 2-piece setup, and it's so simple.
Mm.
I appreciate it every day.
I did
another thing to appreciate is that N-DAGUVA-ZEBA has tons of PVC.
Yeah,
It's littered with PVC.
I mean, he should. For the price?
I was trying to say earlier with the price, it's not that bad when you consider that he's basically worth 3 figures worth of PVC.
That's
I mean,
true.
yeah, if their metric to go off of is okay, we need our standard PVC amount for a single wave of Soto figures.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the lowest possible amount that they could use to make that PVC viable, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, he's covered in it, and paint. So, well, is that paint? I guess it's just molded. The crest is painted.
I do see the belt is in multiple parts. It does look like a little bit of that bronze is in the belt strap.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh wait, this guy has hair.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Huh.
Grongi were some weird designs.
Yeah. I mean, Mabushina has hair. That's kind of strange. But this looks nice. He has a sort of a grrr hand pointed outward.
That's his pyrokinesis hand. That's for when he just makes people catch fire with his mind.
Oh, is that why they're all on fire in this one picture?
Yeah. That's the big fight scene where both those suits debuted in full view, and they both had the power to point at each other, and the other one just catches fire. So that I think he set Kuga on fire. So then Kuga was like, okay, well, I'll set you on fire, and then they were just both on fire.
Yeah.
Well, it's a good thing they're in the snow.
Yeah.
That would be the best place to use it.
That one rare time when the final form debuted in the finale, fully.
Oh. Also, broken belt buckle, if you want it. I assume it goes well with your broken arkle.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, he's got his very own little symbol. And a nameplate. N-DAGUVA-ZEBA. Was there anyone, or like, was there any sort of romanization issues, like, that people had with his name at all?
His name is it follows the kind of weird Grongi naming structures. So like and it kind of has stuff to do with the Japanese alphabet as well. Like is its own character in the alphabet, and that's where anytime you would see like a vowel followed by the letter N, the is its own character. So it's like, and I think was also like a rank in Grongi.
Oh.
Like they had their names had a rank on the front usually when they had like multiple parts like this.
Yeah, it was some kind of like rank or type or something like that.
Yeah, like I never did research. I just always assumed because his was like just that character, it's like because he's the pinnacle Grongi, like he gets that letter as his name. I just always call him Daguva because it's easier.
That's fair. That's fair.
I've been saying DAGUVA.
I thought that was a joke.
No, I thought it was DAGUVA.
I mean that's in the reboot series.
Oh, okay, good. He's going to be retailing for 2,200 yen or 2,420, including tax, and it is up for pre-order now. And if I'm diligent enough, I believe this episode is coming out Wednesday, the 2nd of what is this month called? September?
Yeah.
Is that where we are?
As far as
they made another September? Holy moly.
Yeah.
Nostalgia.
That's right.
Yeah, the first one was better.
I don't know, neither of these are great, if I'm honest. But yeah, these are out if you want to pre-order them. But they're not going to be shipping soon. If I'm honest, this might be the first one I just try to secure on Mandarake.
I've long ago just decided with a lot of these PBs, I go for them on Mandarake, because when I catch them, it feels badass.
That's true.
Like,
I think I caught, like, the first Negadeno just like that, and it felt amazing. And then they were plentiful, and then I felt stupid.
I caught Kangaroos 01 for, like, I think 700 yen.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
So I feel super cool, because I didn't really want to own an entire magazine.
Oh, it was cool, though.
Yeah, I mean, like, both Josh and I purchased the magazine, because, like, oh, hey, neat, it's Saber's first thing. Okay, I'll take it. And then also Kangaroo.
It's a piece of
700, that's not bad.
No, it's not bad.
They also had two.
Especially...
They had two, so I bought two.
I mean, the first Kangaroo I got, his foot was just not seated in the ball joint properly. Like, there was no way to make that happen.
I'll let you know how mine is, Corey, when I open it.
Oh my god.
That happened with my SHODO-X Ryuki when I finally opened that wave. One of the Ryukis in there doesn't work. One of his legs doesn't stay on his body because the ball is, like, misshapen or, like, didn't have enough plastic poured in.
Dang, that's
oh my god.
So I have this bag full of, like, spare Ryuki parts. Because I was like, well, I can't sell this one, and the other one's fine, and I want the one that's fine. So I have a spare Shinji in a bag with a leg that falls off.
Did you got your hands on the Agito set, right?
Yeah.
Did any of the paint come out weird?
On mine, it's all right. I haven't opened up the option parts set yet to do like all the other forms, but on the Machine Tornado, it looks okay. Nothing stuck out to me on the three normal Agito figures. But I wasn't looking for anything either.
Because my batch, I don't even know if it was the paint. It felt like some of the plastic just sort of oozed out in the wrong way on a majority of the arms and like part of the eyes. So I didn't know if that was like a line-wide issue or if I just got the bad luck with all of them in that wave.
It's one of
I guess it's just me.
It's one of the small bummers about Shodo is like that material they use not being like big stonking ABS is like sometimes I think it can just go wrong. Like, case in point, my bag full of Shinji.
From another time.
Wait, can that be the title of this episode? Bag full
absolutely.
Of Shinji?
I'm down.
Imagine that.
Yeah, let's do it.
Like I am a bit of a Shodo or a Sodo superiorist because like the ABS just feels better. It feels like I could just like put some thickener in if joints get funky. Like the weird kind of palmy PVC they use on Shodo is like it's not bad. It's just like even I guess now Chodo Ultraman feels a bit nicer than what SHODO-X is using.
I have not handled any of the Chodo stuff, so that's cool. I didn't know that they were moving to a more ABS sort of
it's like
feel.
It's not even ABS. It's just like the fit on a lot of those Ultramen. Like it never feels as. It might be because also there's less like sticky outy detail on a lot of Ultramen, but like Shodo Rider, like I'm liking it. I really like building those little motorcycles that they're doing now. But the figures, I'm always like sitting there like, okay, I hope this joint goes together right. I hope this one doesn't feel weird and kind of squishy. Anything with an antenna, I'm like, I just got to remember the boiling water trick because there's no way to store this without the antenna getting all bent up.
But at least like it's far better of a solution than like the very first Shoto versus wave, because I got that one and those antenna are just gone now. So.
Yet another reason why I like my solution of everyone gets a bag.
That's fair. That's smart.
It's like, fall off, sure, whatever.
Yeah, you're in here for good.
It's where you live.
You're not leaving the bag.
You're in the box full of little bagged men with all the rest of them.
The safety box. Nothing bad can happen within.
One thing, I think that just coming back to N-DAGUVA-ZEBA, I think the benefit of just selling him on his own is that we don't get the situation that we sort of predicted where it's like, hey, Kuga had a second bike, why don't they just pair him up with that?
Oh, yeah, I completely forgot about that.
This is a little bit more affordable. And someone brought up in the Discord, I think there was also like a Go-Ram upgrade, so there's another thing.
Oh.
Yeah, there was that one.
That.
I remember discussing that when they revealed the bike. There was that one, like, I think there was some little... I thought we discussed it or something.
Well, we talked about the Beach Chaser, I think it was called.
Oh, that's right.
And it just happens that there's another one that's like a Go-Ram upgrade.
Yeah, it was like the Beat Chaser, the Tri Chaser, and then the giant Go-Ram thing that the Pegasus form could like hang off the bottom in one scene.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, they're making that, at least.
Yeah. I can't wait for that one, but that one's just going to be stuck with my middleman for a good while. Even if it comes out.
I feel very guilty right now whenever I go on Twitter. I'm like, oh, I was just on Mandarake, because it's like, yeah, in Canada I can still use like air parcel small packet or whatever.
I wish.
You know what? Don't feel guilty after hearing about like Hasbro Pulse shipping. Like, don't feel guilty.
I mean, at least Hasbro Pulse like will ship to Canada. Like, that's a little off topic, but like, for people who don't know, Hasbro's doing a virtual convention end of September. And, like, right down to the ad copy, the virtual... Like, already, Hasbro Pulse ships to America, and they ship out of America to Canada with logistics, where the shipping sucks, and you will get Canada taxed on it no matter what you do. And it's like, whatever, group buys, I guess, if you really want to. But this event they're doing is a YouTube stream, and all the ad copy even is like, for US and Canada only, and, like, US and Canadian fans will get a front row seat. And I'm like, it's a promotional set of YouTube streams. Like...
Yeah. I do not get why they're doing it like that.
It's archaic. I think it's just more archaic broadcast advertising stuff that was based on television that still is in existence. So
I thought maybe the idea behind it was because their exclusives are going to be sold on Pulse during the event, and so they're going to be
But they're doing Q&As and stuff though too. Like they're doing convention-y things. I'm just gonna bootleg it on my phone. I'm gonna do a Twitter stream with my phone in vertical, like pointed at my monitor, and just talking over the whole thing.
Yeah, I'll just be tweeting all the news on my Lightning account for people.
Well, that's the thing, right? All the fan sites are gonna just screen cap the stream and post what's being said the whole time. So like, what's the? I mean, I know what it is. It's archaic nonsense. But I just recorded a podcast yesterday, and I was like super hot on the collar about that.
Oh yeah. I totally agree.
So Eden spoilers.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what that is until the spoiler warnings happen. What?
Yes. We're gonna do a little bit of spoilers. So if you wanna move into the topic, there's time codes in the description that someone had asked for originally, and we've just been doing ever since. So check out the time codes when you want to skip the spoiler stuff, because we're going to talk about that right now.
So speaking of moving in, let's talk about that 01 movie.
Oh! Not bad. That was not bad. I'll give you that one.
Nice.
Wait, you Eden want to talk about the movie? As in the word even, but I changed it to Eden?
Speaking of changing things to the word Eden, I love how it's just one H away from Hedon. And it's like, are they saving an amount of, like, I don't know, digital space within the belt for cutting off an H? Was that a cost-cutting measure, or did they just want to make it thematic? Close to Hedon, but Eden.
Yeah, kilobytes are expensive.
That's true.
I guess so.
Yeah. I'm actually going to say that this is actually our confirmation that there's going to be 01 content in Saber, because,
Sure.
History has shown us that seems likely, but, 2020 has been weird. They could have easily cut something out.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's true.
And weirdly enough, the first thing we're getting in Wave 1 of Saber is Kamen Rider Eden, who you have seen in one of the last scenes of the final episode. Watch the movie.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Basically.
It's, even though the blog doesn't really talk about this, I guess it's easy to tell why this was the first one of all things, because they probably already made it, thinking it was going to be for a summer movie.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I am very interested.
The door.
I'm very interested because you talked about how this being the confirmation for 01 stuff in Saber. And so after the finale, they did confirm that the movie has been rescheduled for December, which is basically in the slot that would have been the Saber and 01 film that we assumed that we would have got. So I'm interested, and also that they didn't announce any like VSNX at the end of 01, like they have done the last couple of years. So I still feel like we're gonna get all of that, but it's just interesting that like right now it's kind of hard to lay out like what we could be expecting 01 wise, except for like the stuff from the show that we are still missing. So it's just interesting to think about.
Yeah, well, and I mean, once we start talking about it, like I'm really hoping they continue like just laying out like everything that they had to go through, alter, and mess with at the last minute because of the global situation. Because it's like not to jump ahead, but I mean there is an entire, I think, healthy and healthily speculative conversation to have about like, did we actually see a bunch of the original Project Thouser episode 2 as clips where they would have been throwbacks by the time we saw them? Who knows, right?
Yeah. Because Project Thouser, I think, I could be wrong about this, but I think I saw something about how like the DVD content of that second Blu-ray removed mention of Project Thouser, and then it added it back in. So it's like they had to film something different, didn't they?
There was a statement made, I believe, that I thought I saw this from one of the main Twitter sources, where it was like it was said by folks working on stuff that like Project Thouser has undergone a lot of changes in tandem with the stuff they had to change due to the pandemic.
Shit, we gotta add more stuff with the dog.
Yeah, basically. A lot more doggo.
Yeah. And that's always good with me.
It was very interesting just to learn from. I saw it was Tom Constantine, I think, that
Yes.
he did a whole thread about like the things that they had to change at the end of the show, and just how much time that they lost, and that I really liked that thread because I like learning about that kind of stuff.
I had just been telling someone that like I really hoped that producer types would be able to share a lot of the info, because it's not like they'd be talking about how they got screwed out of their good ideas. It's like it's a situation no one could have avoided.
We didn't get much about Arc 1, but I'm so glad that after obsessing over my theory, turns out, I was right.
Also, shouts out to Tom Constantine, who got his entire thread bootlegged right down to the screen caps by a Facebook group.
Yeah, we saw that. What? Yeah.
They posted his thread. They posted his thread, but then like with a photo album of just his screen caps or something. And I was like,
oh my god,
did a robot do this?
It was ridiculous. Yeah, it's definitely been a week about citing your sources, huh?
Yeah. Hey, Eden.
Yeah, I was about to say. We mentioned that the movie comes out in December. This wave comes out in September. And he does make mention of it, like, it doesn't come out until December, but I assure you that once you see it, you will want the figure. Even though he has no idea what the movie is about.
He had to have seen something to at least come up with his photos.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think he actually.
You would think that.
I was about to say he actually does make specific mention, like, I have no idea what this character is about, so I'm just having fun.
Oh, damn, nice.
Oh, okay.
He took some good, like, all things considered, it's like he caught on. The suit has a very implied wide set of shoulders. Like, it looks like an older buff dude. So, that floating up shot with the Jack Riser just looks cool.
I think it'd be hilarious when the movie comes out and he has, like, some kind of, either, like, a repainted weapon or some kind of, like, weird different thing that the figure isn't coming with. And he just has to go back to square one and make it.
You know what? This is all the more justification for doing another accessory set.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah,
like at this point, right?
Yes, just include Ikazuchi's crotch.
Yeah, we do need an extra one. We also need Dodo head. We can get to it later.
Yeah.
But in terms of accessories, though, I do wonder, is this, what is this called? The Thousand Jacker, is that his weapon, or did he just come with it because, oh, hey, you guys might need an extra one?
Interesting to point out, because I think I saw this somewhere. It kind of looks like some of his armor is kind of reused from Thouser a little bit.
So... There's two possibilities. One is just that, as we'll get to, the Thousand Jacker may have needed an update, but the other thing is maybe this is just one of those villains who summons everyone's weapons for no reason.
Potentially.
We've
had a lot of those.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Thousand Jacker is included, and it has two very minor changes. One is that it's cast in black, and another is that they added a sticker to the bottom of the hilt to make it all more accurate. I didn't even realize it was inaccurate.
Yeah, without painting it at all, so everything on it is sticker now.
Well, I guess there was probably some part of it that was painted. I mean, it was mostly stickered anyway.
I can't remember anymore. I did my 1,000 months ago.
No. I mean, this one does the thing that, I don't know if you guys have stickered your Dodos yet.
Yep.
The newer ones. Those toes. They the way it cups over the toes incorrectly. It looks like that's happening here with a sticker.
I did the thing that I do with stickers that I am personally offended by, which is that I just cut off that part and paint it. It's like,
I believe in the material so much now. If it doesn't fit right, I just start grabbing corners and pulling until it stretches over the piece.
I thought you were gonna say, like, if it doesn't work right, then it wasn't meant to be. Just remove it.
Oh no, I just make it work.
Fair.
Now,
No, same. I'm just living with it. Like,
well, the material's so stretchy now that, like, it's not even so much, like, just stretch it over the part, but I found sometimes which corner you lay down first can almost, like, dictate the way that the material shapes itself. There's a lot of weird science, like tactile science about the material they're using that I wish... That's the one thing I wish they would talk more about, is because I suspect that, like, they just don't really care that much about sticking them on right, and I found a lot of people don't care as much as I do about sticking them on as though they're paint.
No.
Fill out
I
the
get that.
survey.
I mean, yeah, no, I definitely get that, because, like, anytime I've said this for a while, and I've caught a lot of crap for it because people make fun of me for really enjoying the stickering experience from SHODO-X Kira Major. But, like, the way those geometries all line up together, and there are multiple places where you're able to anchor that sticker, everything just works perfectly with most of the stickers.
I can agree with that, because I just did Kirame Red the other day.
Oh, see? So it is good. It's a good stickering
Yeah,
experience.
it's good.
What did I tell you?
They still take me way longer than they should, because I take a very long time to sticker these things, but yeah.
That's fair.
I've actually started thinking when I sell my spares, I just want to put a footnote of, like, for an extra $5, I'll do the stickers for you. Because I've had people go like, oh, if it wasn't for the stickers, and I've, like, you know, I ask them, like, well, what is it? And they're like, some people just very, you know, it's valid, just do not want to do stickers, full stop. So I've been like,
That's fair.
I've been like, I'll commission apply them for you if you want.
I mean, I feel like another thing with the stickers is, like, the upkeep, because you can't, like, say with any other, mostly, like, American toys, you could potentially wash them pretty good with, like, water or soap, but you can't do that with SHODO.
You can spill ginger ale on them and they'll stay okay, I can confirm that.
Oh!
That's that ginger. That's what helps.
Yeah, that's right.
My pro tip I throw out to anyone is like part of the adhesive they use now, it seems to be very heat pressure activated. So, like, if you get it on there and it's real good, then if you have I'm lucky, I guess, for this. The bottoms of my thumbs are very meaty. So, like, if I take my thumb and I just, like, push it really hard with, like, a slow increasing pressure onto the sticker for about, like, 10 seconds, I found that, like, helps activate fully all of the adhesive, and then it, like, sets a little bit harder. But then, I don't know, it could be me. It could also just be, like, I have weird body oils that are, like, sealing it up when I do that, and I'm just convinced it's heat.
Whatever works.
That's another thing I'm always afraid of, because I haven't, usually with model kits, before I put stickers down or anything, or when I used to paint, I'd always, like, wash them up a little bit. I haven't been doing that with SHODO, and I'm worried that, like, potential oils have gotten underneath the sticker and are gonna, like, screw it up sometime in the future. It's like how plastic tends to, like, yellow over time. It's just something you don't know in the moment until it happens years later.
I think that effect legit does happen on the Exade year, between, like, the more papery stickers, and it's just my experience on a lot of those Exade SHODOs is you have to add a drop of glue to some of those really thin ring stickers. And so I think it's not so much oils, but like what is it? Release material. I guess like another oil, but that release stuff that they use to get the plastic out of the mold. I think on the Exade year, that's like a legit concern. From halfway through build onwards, I think that it's been just overall the production side of it seems to be better for not having to have those considerations. I've mostly it's. Or go ahead, good.
I wonder if whenever I get to that part of the blog, like to build stuff, I wonder if I'm going to see anything about that. That does sound like
really
a
like to know.
survey thing.
I would love to know, because like I remember, and I'm really sure it was wave 5 of build when like there was just sudden marked improvement in the sticker quality.
Yeah, for a line and a blog that's so open about the production side of things, it's strange that stickers only ever get mentioned to be like, hey, they're here. Sometimes we had to swap it out with paint.
That's true.
That's it. That's all you're gonna know.
Oh, watching some Japanese fan YouTube channels, I think I just get the impression for a lot of folks, these are like, it's a 400 yen toy, so what does it matter if the sticker doesn't go on that well?
That's fair.
That's the impression I've gotten anyway, is like, people who care a lot about the looks of the figures just tend to paint them. So, like, those of us kind of stuck in the very strange niche in between, where it's like, I really care about how it looks, and for some reason, I need that to be based on the stickers it's packed with.
Yeah, because, like, that is the experience that they've given you, and you want to, like, enjoy that package.
Yeah, like I'm gonna be one of those people who's gonna be like hand exacto slicing up the Another Decade stickers whenever I pick that figure up, and trying to weed them in between the barcodes.
I saw it. I thought about it for a second, because I absolutely did that to my Rushing Cheetah. I looked at it and I was like, huh, I'm never going to do that.
Oh yeah,
then I just stuck it on.
Do you have your Decade already, or?
I do, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, because I'm getting mine from Rye next week, so.
Oh, nice.
I started to cut up the stickers on that, and then I was just immediately like, oh, this is starting to stick to the barcode. Abort.
Your Twitter thread is the one that made me actually settle on, like, I'm gonna at least give it the college try.
Yeah,
I have to. Like, I went for I didn't literally go for that, but like I remember I went through similar things with trying to force the stickers to work on SHODO-Decade. So the only problem for me is I don't have AI 10 secured anywhere yet. I'm just waiting to see if it pops up somewhere. I missed the pre-orders.
Good wave.
Oh,
it looks good, yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't have Eden in it
evil.
though. It doesn't have Eden in it.
Oh,
I was about to say,
it doesn't.
my segue was going to be about stickers, because they brought up how this was a very challenging design, especially with like all the little red stripes on the body. I just assumed that was all just lighting. The fact that they included blue on the stickers is kind of curious to me. I want to see how the suit actually looks.
You see, that's the thing, is that this Soda figure is really the best look we have at the suit right now. Because, we only saw it in the nighttime in the rain, and then we saw one screenshot of it in the trailer for the movie. So,
I mean, if it's just like permanently glowing stuff, I am here for that.
Yeah,
that would be cool.
yeah.
It's a cool look.
Corey, you are, as always, the guy who's familiar with like 3D printing stuff.
Yeah.
What about this design was challenging for them? Because they mentioned something about the head, where they're like, we had to really reinforce these fin parts. Is that like the fins?
Oh, I mean, like, so, I mean, it's just the, you know how in, like, the actual suit, it's just pokey outy?
Mm-hmm. Sort of.
It's really just the
technical
regular... That's true. It's really just the regular stuff they say about the negative space. Like, oh yeah, this thing is very weak and potentially brittle, so we're just gonna have to like add more plastic.
Oh yeah, those red bits, like that top-down view. I think the idea is on the suit, it would be like about a fifth as thick as that, like the sticky outy bits.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that would be impossible to do in ABS without it being like either dangerous or brittle or both.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They.
Speaking of danger,
well, I guess I was about to say that. G makes sure to specify that Eden uses the SHODO-01 specifications, which is different from SHODO-Saber in the sense that they have to include these holes and these protrusions. I guess it's got something on the back of the head. He's very apologetic, just saying, please understand, we had to do this for this particular design.
This happened before when they had the build features and whatnot pop up in Zeo, if I recall correctly, where they were like, sorry that we can't have like swappable hands on some of these build figures that are popping in or whatnot. And
I figured it was just like a Sochok Henshin thing, where they were like, we just kind of want to be consistent with the way this line is treated.
Yeah, I feel like on some of those build ones, it was like they were using existing parts. Or it was the Exade ones that showed up in build that I'm thinking of when they did when they did those V Cinema suits, and they were like, we couldn't really do anything to like add waist swivels and whatnot to stuff like laser. And I recall thinking like, yeah, that would be neat, but then you'd be having to retool the actual pieces that you're using,
Yeah.
and I get it. It's stuff like the red lines when they're like, we're so sorry, it has to be done as stickers, and I'm like, on what planet were you going to be able to do those as paint apps on a candy toy?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, they were having so much of a difficulty with the 1 millimeter thick gold trim on the Chronicle figures that are 50 yen higher. How do you think the retail line is going to be able to get potentially less than 1 millimeter? I can't tell.
yeah,
This one's made for
like,
babies.
all of
Babies
that?
aren't
I
going to
don't think
appreciate
so.
that.
Yeah.
like I get it's just also, you know, it's being polite and just laying stuff out, but I'm also like, yeah, but if anyone actually got you to task for that, I would friggin' like break a can over their head and like tell them to sit down.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Show respect.
yeah, it's like go find me someone who will just figure out how to tampo on tiny thin lines on anything for 400 or 800 yen, I
Yeah.
guess.
And like one of the most sobering things that I read, I think it was like last week, was that we made this with pocket money in mind or something like that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
these are for kids who have a little bit of allowance and are like, ooh, I want character from a show that I like. I'm
And
getting it.
someone
and now they
actually-
have it.
Someone actually elaborated that in our Discord. I did not notice. Apparently, like in Japan, like anything that's considered food is non-taxable. So candy toys are specifically including candy so that they're non-taxable for the kids.
Oh,
That's
Oh,
neat.
really?
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that at all.
I mean,
Yeah, that's the ongoing thing, right? With candy toys, but like SHODO, especially for like a line that's pushing on fig arts borders now. The intended audience, be they adult or kid, these are toys that they are meant to be able to find like at the convenience store.
Yeah.
We are in fact the very weird niche who are paying premium to import things that are
yeah.
designed from the ground up to be something where it's like, oh, if you mess up the stickers, just go down the street and buy another one.
Right.
Yeah, but it really, I don't know. It's very telling that we are able to have such lively discussions about these that are made for that purpose, but also have so much love and craft put into them that
Oh,
we
I know,
can
right?
appreciate them as just like regular
Yeah.
collectors.
It's
Yeah.
such an amazing toy line.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah,
can appreciate this first wave of Saber on September 21st.
It feels
Yeah.
it feels so far away, but also way too close.
I still
Yeah.
need to pre-order it.
You haven't At least now you're admitting that you're gonna pre-order it.
Oh, yeah.
Well, now that
least
Eaton's
the
in there,
first set. Well, right, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
that was the deal breaker.
Yeah,
right
now
there.
you have to.
I
have
loved
no
him in
idea
that
who
movie.
you are, but you're the selling point.
Right? I mean,
Yeah.
he stood in the ring. Like, that was, that was
Yo,
pretty cool.
Did you see him stand in the rain though?
Oh, man, it was great.
He got
And,
wet, but it
like,
looked like he was
blown
cool
away.
with it.
And he, like, he put...
Now
had that
we-
new driver attachment that they're going to sell in Premium Bandai. Oh, man.
Oh yeah.
Now that we have 3 figures in here, that's 6 items in the wave. It was supposed to be 10 items, right?
I
Mhm.
believe so, yeah.
10 items.
And based
So yeah,
based on the magazine reveals, I guess the things that make sense to come up is the Jakun half, the Peter Fantasista half, and Needle Hedgehog, which is actually like a middle portion. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I
Well, because it's the main book for Comrade Espada. So,
No, it's more like a like an Aladdin thing for him, I think.
Oh, is it? I thought it was his main book, because when it was, like, opened in the driver, it looked like it had his picture on it. Like, his centerpiece.
Nope. This is a
Oh.
middle one,
Oh, okay.
which is interesting. It made me realize Saber is basically like if O's just had like the Taka as the default form, and then he also
Yeah.
did the 3 combinations.
yeah, like this this genuinely throws a lot of speculation out the window.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I
but
really
it
was...
also-
I was not expecting 0-1 in the first set.
Right. But it also helps make sense the idea that we're getting this so early. Like, just early in the year. Because, like, oh, that's one less figure they don't have yet to debut in the show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And that's one figure they're already finished with, so can move the timeline up a little bit more.
That and I know it's because this was originally planned to be the movie villain that would have been out earlier, but it's just funny to me that we have, I think I can think of 3 other ones that were missing from the show that were all before this, right? And then now he's here first, and it's just kind of funny that we get him first before everything else.
It's like, okay, yeah, move that off the checklist.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm glad we got it, obviously, but it's just kind of funny.
I'm just wondering about some of those other suits. Is were they in that Ikazuchi position where they debuted on TV and then Jisan's hand slams on the table in his office?
Yeah, that was.
Didn't tell me.
back when all the Metsubo Jinrai guys fought together. The meme that I did was that reaction face of a smile and then a frown, which was when G sees Ikazuchi transform and he doesn't have all the key holders.
I feel like G is the last one to know about anything.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, what weapons does this guy have?
Yeah. With Kamen Eden, the first thing that he says is, when he saw this in the preview for the last episode, he nervously wondered, is this a new rider? Is this a new form?
Yeah.
Do I have to make this?
That's part of what I love, though. From D-san to G-san is the dog. I always just imagine this, the dogged rolling up of sleeves of whenever this happens, it's not damn it. It's okay, with the big angry face, but the smile, yeah, okay, no, I like this. I'm fine with this. This is what I wanted.
He says, challenge accepted.
This is okay.
He says, challenge accepted, and they said, we weren't actually challenging. Challenge accepted!
Yeah. No, it's fine. You don't have to make it, though. There's an audience of maybe 100 people who really want to No. The audience is everyone. The audience is SHODO.
I walked into a Toys R Us and grabbed that giraffe progress key. I've deleted here.
3D commercialization.
3D commercialization, baby!
Just pushes the water cooler over.
Yeah.
I've deleted my emotions. Or delete my fear, or whatever it was.
Yeah, okay.
Oh,
well, that was the news.
Yeah, I think this is just follow-up from the last time they brought it up. SHODO-01 is on Premium Bandai. If you want to get the first wave, it's there.
Yeah. If you somehow just want to go through a middleman service, get it on Premium Bandai instead of just Mandarake.
Obviously, this matters more to the people who this is directed towards.
Yeah.
I thought I when I saw that at first, I thought it was a gag about how no, we're doing a Premium Bandai release of Realizing Hopper.
I might buy it.
I have theories, but we'll get to that. Actually, we could probably get to that soon. I guess just the last thing about the blog is that he went over the things that they were supposed to reveal this week. Said next time we can talk about the last talking points of Saber, review Blaze, and this one I thought was curious. One of the news items that they were going to reveal today was just question mark, and here he says, by the way, that was about Eden, but let me see what this says. I can't say anything right now, but please look forward to it. So there's something else that he wasn't able to reveal, I think.
Either that or it was... Because, I was curious. I was wondering about that as well. But then now I'm starting to think, does he just mean about the character himself? Because the movie isn't there? Maybe and that's why he can't say anything?
Maybe that's just text from the last one. Because he does specifically point to it as if to say, this is what I was talking... this was about Eden, by the way. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe he's just clarifying it for people who didn't get it.
Yeah. But also, we were supposed to be getting Saber and Blades, and the blog was just too packed. Just too much stuff.
I mean, we're an hour in,
we're going to be getting that next week.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Oh, that's fine. But yeah, anyway, we are now moving on into our topic, and we will do our best to not refer to any spoilers, but if those happen to come, yeah, if they happen to crop up in any of our minds, we'll probably save it for the latter half of our discussion, just so if people want to remain spoiler free still. So yeah, 01.
Yeah.
It done. At least its mainline.
This was a good episode to have Vangelus on, because last time he was here, Gio was almost over. It was like one episode away, and he said next time maybe I can give some thoughts on 01.
I can.
Now's your last chance.
So weird. This happened to me on one of my Transformers podcasts, where I thought I had someone on to talk about Cyberverse, and I was like, yeah, it's been a couple months, right? And I went to look at the Discord messages. It had been 10 months. It was like October last year. And so when I got her on, I was like, hey, Amy, did you know that we haven't talked since October? And she was like, I thought we did the last one in January. And I was like, yeah, me too.
Time is weird.
Yeah. Time doesn't exist anymore in quarantine.
Yeah, no, it's all over the place.
Yeah.
01.
But yeah. Yeah.
01.
So, Vangelus,
Yeah.
what during the line, I suppose, like, got you the most surprised?
You mean like out of the SHODO line?
Yeah.
I would say that they actually right up front that they were like, we're not going to try to make the form change gimmick be in the figures. We're just going to do a figure for every form. That was a very pleasant surprise to me, because when I saw how the form change worked, I was like, I get how this can work. It just means I'm going to be buying dupes of everything constantly because I don't want to bother. And so when they were like, no, it's just going to be figures coming out. We're using like a base buck, but that's on us. Like, the sets are going to have a body for every armor, and you're just going to be buying action figures. And I was like, I'm super cool with this. And I really was I was just coming off of Zeo, where I had, like, again, on Mandarake, seeing if I could click the quantity up on armor bodies constantly for, like, several months, until I had, like, you know, armor body, and then until I had proper Gates armor bodies in red for everything as well. It was a thing I was ready to go through all over. I was so fresh. I was like, here we go. First thing. You don't have to do it anymore. And I was like, this is the best start to a SHODO line.
Yeah, I guess the thing of note right now, just because we did just get this recent news on Saber, yeah, they're going to kind of do away with that, or at least the complete set. And, you know, in retrospect, just to bring it back to 01, in retrospect, it only really applied for the first few waves, because once they stopped doing the shared body transformations, everything just kind of had a unique body.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but it eliminated dupes for people like us. And I feel like that... the majority of the audience for that, I'm sure there were plenty, but, like, it feels like we are the audience for that, because, like we were saying earlier, this is a line where you can just go into the store, just grab some off the shelf and be fine with it.
I think it was very much aimed at because we are also, I think, representative globally of the, you know, I guess domestically over there, of the audience that the sets are made for, as opposed to the boxes. And it was so nice to also have them, like, say it also, like, lay it out clearly. We want the sets to matter and not and to feel like the set. Like in Zeo, getting the set often felt like you were getting the junk version, because it was like, well, now I don't get any dice rolls on getting armor bodies. Like,
it felt like you were buying from one of those sellers who will just be like, here's one of everything from the wave.
Yeah. And 01 making the sets valid as well was wonderful. Like, the only way the sets became the bummer, and I don't even know if this would have mattered, I never looked at openings of the larger boxes, is like, once they started doing Humagears, I was like, well, damn, like, now there's troop builders I want, and the set only gives me one. But I'm gonna just live in a world, unless one of you know, where the box of 12s didn't just have, like, tons of the troop builders. I'm guessing they just have them.
It seems like they are consistent with just being like, no, we don't care. We're just giving you one.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. That's because I stopped for a moment when they had, like, the Trilobite come out, and I was like, do I get a box? And I'm like, no, because whatever lead character this ship's with is the one that's going to get double duped in the box.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's become my understanding, where it's like, what's the most popular one? Because I went the Kuga growing form from that second wave, and then I realized, you know what? Final Form is the most important one, and Amazing Mighty was important enough to get a ride watch. I don't have much luck with this one.
Yeah. Growing falls down sometimes. That one's not going to get printed multiple times.
Unfortunately.
Every time it just falls.
I know.
But
now I need 3 apparently.
I will say the one other main surprise I'd want to shout out is not so much Humagears appearing, because I was like, we have precedent for troop builders to get done in this line, but it was the almost aggressive way that SHODO-01 at the end went so all in on the dodos, where it was like it was almost like this weird like. It was, I mean, this probably wasn't it, but it's comically in my head. I like this idea that, like, that moment of, like, wait, there's a Kamen Rider Ikazuchi, like, just kept going through, it grew in his mind through the year. He was like, okay, you're gonna drop Dodo Rider? We're doing every Dodo! Every single one!
And then they had to just tell him,
we have other forms and other characters. No, Dodo! It's time for Dodo!
And then once he was trying to make the head for the second form, that's when they pulled the plug.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. What a shame.
Too much Dodo.
The Dodo was also very, as Corey honed in on, that was like a super clever mold reuse.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. There was a lot of really clever mold reuse in the 9th wave, because there are a lot of characters in that set that just eat away at the rest of the budget, and the rest of the boxes just have to compensate. Like, that's the wave we got the majority of the army builders, which what is it, what's his name,
9
Green
has
Boy.
02 and Arc Zero,
Green.
Barotha, and the first generation Humagear.
The Biothra Magia.
Yeah, that guy. You bought that figure already, except with more parts, as the regular Magier. But for the same price, you can get that thing with less parts, and then buy the extra pieces to complete it. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's kind of funny looking at it, because it's like, yeah, you're basically paying the same price for a headless version that has different forearms.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So there were a lot of cost-cutting measures in there that I just really appreciated seeing on display. Because 02, that guy needs budget. Tsukiyomi, she absolutely needs budget. So
it's also kind of cool when it parallels, like, the kit bash nature of just, like, some suits in general, too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. It mimics it very well.
And,
yeah.
I was gonna say, I had a theory about all these troop builders, but it's a very baseless theory, which is that I wonder if the reason that these were all in the main line is because the box sets maybe started to not sell as well. Because we did kind of just start the Another Riders and then end them after a second wave.
Yeah, that definitely happened.
I mean, they've never had luck with villains, because anytime I see what is it, the Guardians, anytime I see the
Bugsters,
the Another Riders, they're on sale. Like,
oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure there was just this guy on eBay giving them away, giving away the Guardian guys,
Yeah.
like for $15 for an entire box.
I'd take it.
It was always my understanding early on when I got into Rider that you don't really see figures of the bad guys because they don't really sell to the kids.
It's unfortunate.
That's why you see so many villain riders.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, because they.
But I want troop builders.
Yeah, I still hold out hope. Like, that if it is, like, they try, and then if they can't do it, they still cram them into the waves. I'm like, no, that's cool, though. Like, at least it exists. And
like, I will give them so much credit that, I mean, obviously, I've made it pretty clear how much I like the Another Riders. And, like, while, of course, I would have preferred, like, another 3, 4, whatever, and keep going. I'm really happy that they, put another Decade and another 01 in that final set. Because, I was really not expecting those to ever happen.
They're just they're done with Geo. They did Tsukyomi.
I was amazed that we even got that there was another Riders Volume 2, and that there was like a Ride Plus 2 as well. Like,
And
they push it.
Just saying how impressive it is they did this. Back when they showed off the Barotama gear, they made a specific point of saying, like, no other line is doing the stuff that we're doing. And then when they were introducing people to SHODO with Saber, one of their talking points was literally, we're mad enough to make even the most minor character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that really it captures the hardcore fan who catalogs every single Fig Arts prototype that never makes it past prototype, for instance. Like someone who's like I always tell people, like, stickers are the hurdle, but like this is the line that you can collect while the show's on the air, and it'll give you the suits where you're like, oh, I don't know if they're ever gonna make a figure of that. Like, they won't make they might not be able to make every single one, but you come away with a line where you have things for the figures to fight that aren't other rider figures. Like, you can actually do photo shoots of combat as opposed to like posing, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
It's great.
That's like
we got Ichigata first before Figure Arts.
we got Ichigata and 001, like one after the other.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kazuchi fans, you're not getting Figure Arts.
Yeah, this is the line where we can just, like, for instance, from more spoilery stuff, or even that that movie suit or whatever, you see it, you just go like, good chance we're gonna get SHODO of that, so I'm relaxed. Yeah. I'm not gonna sit here chewing my nails like, is Fig Arts is it gonna be PB Fig Arts? Gonna be 8,000 yen or something? Oh man, I don't know. It's like, no, we're gonna get at worst a 2,000 yen purchase to get a weird super obscure suit or something like that.
And what's great is that because since they put so much into the retail sets, that like when you see those last minute forms and those Kit Bash suits, that like the gimmick that produces that like sound in the driver or something, that's going to be Premium Bandai. But the SHODO figure of it is more likely going to be in a retail set, and that's just so nice.
Even if it takes a while.
Yeah, even if it takes a while.
Yeah. It's like it'll take a while. If it ends up premium, it's like the Premium Bandai SHODO stuff now, primarily just Chronicle, is like, it's the stuff that I, as a reasonable person, would be like, yeah, I don't know if they could like cram all of this into another wave. And they're like, no, we didn't. We crammed it into a PB wave, so at least it exists. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I think what 01 did that I think is also very notable is that early on we were talking about how, like, okay, there's all this stuff from Geo, but then Build is doing another V Sin X thing. That's gotta be Premium Bandai, right? It's too late.
What if instead we have 2.5 figures of Build in 01?
And also, Metal Build is almost a nothing character, so here's Rabbit Tank.
Yeah. Also, one of these 1.5 figures is just quite like, this one figure is quietly Daisoto Hazard build as well.
And they even bothered to include the double rabbit eyes that literally is on screen for seconds. Right?
Yeah. No one was asking for it. And they were like, "Hey, that thing you don't know about."
That's actually low key. My other shipping pattern on Mandarake orders is if there's a metal build sitting at a store, I just throw it in because of Build. I have so many different combinations of eyepieces to stick onto these like soft Daisoto hazard builds.
Yeah,
nice.
I you know what? I threw all of mine into a box that I sent to Josh. I'm regretting it a little bit, but you know what?
I forgot you did that. That's right.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like this year more than any, they've been dedicated. Like, we know they're dedicated to retail.
Oh yeah.
And this is like the first time where they've gone like super hard, like direct for the consumer, or at least like something that I really liked. Like they did coming off of Geo, we noticed, oh yeah, no more Premium Bandai set. Okay, so we can expect that now in 01. And 01 is coming in with the complete sets. and on top of it, we're getting all the army builders, like specifically the things that I really liked as a consumer, and I don't know if all of that translated well to anyone else other than like certain people here, because the complete sets, I don't know if that resonated with anyone over there in Japan.
I think it's telling that like a lot of retailers, like, you know, some complete sets are just chilling out, but like the complete sets that had like 4+ figures in them seem to also at some of the retailers, like, they sold through in pre-orders.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
what I was also going to talk about before with the whole complete set thing, and how you get all the even distribution of armors and bodies, and how that kind of didn't matter towards the for a majority of this line. I think that's also probably why we're not getting complete sets with Saber, because the 1-2 punch that they gave with 0-1 was the complete sets are going to have the right amount of bodies for these armors, and then also the retail case assortment is also going to have enough bodies and armor. So maybe this was a little redundant in retrospect.
Well, I mean, that for those bigger sets, you're still getting dupes.
Yeah.
Right?
mm-hmm.
And I feel like the cost to them to produce the complete sets was more twofold.
Yeah.
Because it was like, you know how here in the States we just get case assortments and certain figures are packed more to a case than others.
Yeah.
Just to sort of balance out the cost of those figures. They can't do that if they're selling primarily complete sets. Everything needs to be more or less even if you're going to be doing that.
Those sets also had that's something that I was surprised by when they debuted in Zeo. Like, they had full, 5 sides of graphic design done for the packaging as well.
That's what part of my theory is that I imagine the current situation right now, they're probably thinking, what can we do to save a little bit of money with production with Saber? And then that was probably an easy one to cut out.
Yeah.
That's fair. And if their distribution now is not with those sets in mind, then it's possible that, if you get the larger sets, if they're selling those larger cases, there might be figures that stack the budget like fully in their favor. Like, what we had before was like, okay, certain figures of this wave are stacked against, or like one figure is taking out the budget of, say, 3 figures. But now if you're putting it in a case, it can steal the budget of like 6 figures. Or 2 of the figures can each split that budget.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or if there is some kind of troop builder that happens in Saber, and it also is like so simple a figure, it can be like a 1 per box with almost no paint needed, then you're also able to fill out like a box with like just, raw plastic and some stickers. And then pile into like, some kind of mid-season form or something. Or I mean Saber also has a huge cast of rider suits.
Yeah,
which is why I was really surprised that we had Eden in book 1, because I was like, you got a lot of stuff to do though in this.
Yeah,
it's true.
Maybe that's
Sir,
maybe
you
it's
have
good.
plenty of homework.
Yeah, maybe it's good that we
and
put
there's
in
0-1 homework
one
too.
of the 0-1 stuff, so we can just kind of space it out a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like, that also brings up the thing of like, we can't talk about 0-1 without also talking about a lot of Geo.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'd say a healthy portion, maybe a little under half of his figure line was taken up by Geo.
Yep.
To the point where Thouser was like, I'm not going to appear in your AI line. I'm just going to hang out with all of these Geo people because I hate the rest of you.
It's like, what was the joke name I gave for you? It was like Ride 11 presented by Zaya.
Yeah, something like that.
I mean, it's definitely more fitting than AI 05.
Yeah. But like that was one of the other hurdles that like people purchasing it here, at least, in conversation, like Rai Collector Shuki, who was starting to follow 01 was like, oh yeah, I can't wait to get all the 01 stuff in SHODO. And then all that came out for like a good string of weeks for the releases was like, Geo. And some people don't collect all of it. And, you know, for recruiting new SHODO people, you're going to have to recognize that. And that did suck a little bit for those consumers. I loved it. Don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah,
I was gonna buy every single bit of it.
I was 100% down for it just for all of the Geo backlog that we had.
Yeah. Like there's completionists are catered in this line tenfold over people who want to pick and choose.
Absolutely.
Unless you want to pick and choose like very specific suits. Like the problem is, yeah, if you're not in Japan, you gotta know A, how Mandarake works, and B, you gotta know there's like sort of a 2-week lag before it starts to flood with singles from a new wave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. I feel like there's been anytime there's been a Geo wave, I think at least 2 or 3 times we get someone in the toy sighting chat saying, "Hey, for anyone looking for Thouser, it's on Mandarake."
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's also what I would tell people who want to pick and choose is like, if you don't need it when it's like new toy smell new, like I know I can help you find it. It'll take a little bit.
Yeah. SHODO does have a lot of strange caveats that don't appear in other lines if you want to like help someone get into it.
Mm-hmm.
Like body and armor situation.
But
crazy.
Yeah, but like once you're in it, it's just so fun to keep up with.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
like
I don't know. I
what's
don't know
just
how
so
to
nice
impart
is that,
the fun.
like, you know, 01's over, and like, you know, just seeing how much and like how long it even that they bothered continuing to do Geo stuff in 01. I mean, we just wrapped it up. Like, it's so like it's nice just sitting here knowing that we're going to get all the stuff we didn't get, and there could even be more 01 stuff for potential movies and everything that we don't know. So
right,
like, it's just nice to know that it could take another year, but we're going to get it.
Yeah. There's a confidence that I have now in like amidst all the folks who worked on it. Like I always like nostalgically to think of my term Mr. SHODO guy. Like whoever that may be is always going to be someone who's like, no, don't worry, I'll find a way. Like,
I think it also may depend on how complex the design is, because when I opened Zonjis and his accessory set was just like, oh, this is just an entire chunk, an entire block of PVC, I can see why this took them a while.
Yeah.
Just because they had to justify the cost.
I didn't realize that like how intense that was until I popped it open, and I was like, this is like a third of a toy that is his accessories. And the only bummer is I thought for a while that like, oh, this will be easy, I can just like pick up some of the accessory set for more weapons for my trilobites. Now I'm like, well, now I gotta pick up more Zonjuses just in general. But luckily I like Zonjus a lot, so I guess I'm set.
There you go.
Yeah, by the end of this, there are just gonna be tons of Zonjis floating around my collection. Because they don't sell it apart with the armor, or like without the armor on Mandarake, so you're just gonna have to get him as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like to me, the Geo stuff really, you know, when you're trying to get someone into the line, it's like, oh yeah, they're a fan of 01. Obviously, point them toward this, and there are gonna be some like sort of missteps. But for me, it's like, oh yeah, I'm a SHODO fan first, and then, you know, and then a Kamen Rider fan. Like, it's sort of in that order. And this line sort of, I guess, made that very apparent to me. Because I was just like, oh yeah, whatever you're doing, I'm getting it. I'm picking it up. This is good.
I would also tell people, I'm like, you know, if you're way into 01, you're kind of like, oh, why is all this Zeo in here? You just go like, listen, like, in a year, you're going to remember this, and you're going to feel really good. Because if this is around AI-05, it would be, you know, we don't know what happened afterwards. It would be like, if you think they're gonna miss an entire rider suit, like, now you know, right? Or a V Cinema suit, now you know it will show up. Those suckers who are collecting Saber are gonna have to deal with it, right? And it's future proofing.
Yeah, that's true.
I think it's also very noteworthy to say that they have been dealing with a pandemic, and hey, they still had plenty of room to add random stuff, like the Trilobite Magia.
Yeah.
It's like, you look at the lineup. I did this thing where I just like made a bunch of thumbnails just for each figure, just to have a visual list of how complete each line is. And it's like, every previous year had up to like 60-something figures, factoring in things like Premium Bandai. 01 is just like a little over 30 figures, but it's also just about as complete as every previous line.
Yeah.
I guess that was probably part of the reason they were able to do so much with like paint. It's because like, this is going to be a bit of a smaller lineup because they're not going to go that crazy with form changes.
And it wasn't even like, not even just SHODO, because SHODO covered everything that there was for them to. But like, just in general, 01, like when you look at it like that, when you put it into a list, it definitely had a lot less forms and stuff. But I don't really feel like it felt like that was the case. Like, I still think it felt like we had, our typical tons of forms, tons of riders. But in comparison to other series, we really didn't.
It's just a lot of it came from GO.
Yeah, exactly.
But, so going back to the pandemic, though, there was a moment in the blog that really stuck out to me. Because they didn't waste their time during the pandemic, which... definitely waste your time during the pandemic. It's a good time to do that. But they didn't, for whatever reason. And, what did they do? They said, they went through the PVC sticker stress tests.
Yeah.
Just to see if it would still work. And that's something that, for as long as I've known the blog, they've been saying we're going to limit or not do at all stickers on PVC because of the plasticizer used on the PVC. That's like a no-fly zone. But we tested it. It worked out. We're actually going to use it.
Don't panic. This is not going to be a common thing.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Like, their dedication not only extended to, like, producing each figure and making sure each character got represented, but doing it well, and making sure every step of the way you're getting something with good quality, and I gotta respect that.
Yeah, and sharing that much of the process too. Like, to this day, I just don't I don't understand how they're able to just talk about that stuff, because there's aspects of toy production that, I mean, North America 100% falls under trade secrets. But in Japan, especially out of Bandai, I find it's just, you don't really hear about it. It's usually not communicated. And there's something about the nature of what the candy toy department is. Like, even now, as a line like SHODO and lines like Super Mini Pla have pushed them way above where their standing appeared to be just a few years ago, they still just kind of get to say what they want to a certain degree. They get to say products didn't really work out while those products are still on the shelves, for instance. And I hope they get to keep doing that.
Or preemptively apologize, like, we're sorry we had to do this way, please understand.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I wonder if it's just the candy nature of things, like, because back when Mini Pla was first getting its big kind of push, like back in the aughts, and it was getting good, I always got the impression of, like, this is probably like a no oversight department full of young guys who are scrappy and going like, well, if you olds keep making Sentai robots that can't do anything, then ours are going to do everything. We're gonna fill them with ball joints. We're gonna have like engineered stuff so they grow more ball joints, and and it's gonna be 400 yen a box. That's always the impression I got anyway.
Yeah. It's strange how this space is the one that defies everything we know about retail toys.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
like it feels very much like an indie toy company, except it's not. I don't know. Like, they have the backing of like an actual company.
It's just crazy getting these blog updates every week. Like,
yeah.
It's also like the longer I'm with SHODO, I'm also like, I stopped saying no, that's not possible. They've never really done anything like that. And now, recently, I've been saying more and more, I don't know, if anyone can set a precedent, SHODO can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'll always say, like, you know, stuff can be impossible, and like, let's not, like, the line I'm always drawing is, like, I'm never going to assume they will do it, but if someone says they can't, yeah, now I'll kind of squint a little and go, like, well, you know, if the suit's name fictionally has Rider in it, it's probably just going to happen. Yeah. They'll find a way. Like, if it has a lot of cloth goods and stuff, it might just be not a superposable figure under all the PVC, but, you know.
I'm still waiting on Aqua, but yes, everyone's going to make it eventually.
SHODO Chronicle Aqua, coming 2021. Happy to announce.
It better. He had better come with that Tide Machines. Because...
yes, the worst-selling premium Bandai SHODO.
Look, I understand, but Aqua though.
Oh, I'm right there with you. I want it too.
Like I said, you know what, Corey? There's hope, because right now they are now celebrating the 10th anniversary of O's.
Ah, that's right, they are.
Oh, are they? Okay.
Yeah, I forgot about that logo that they posted.
You know, just make sure that Aqua sells by including Ankh. That's all I gotta do.
Aqua better have his jet ski, I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Actually, that might just be the second premium Bandai set.
I'm telling you, Corey, I think if there's any year that we're gonna get it, it could happen soon.
Oh, God. Don't get my hopes up, because the blog did it once and slighted me.
Oh, that was a fun time.
That was.
Wasn't that when the blog also kind of wrote, like, that they genuinely, like, we really didn't think you guys thought we meant Aqua, and, like, I'm sorry.
Well, they were just saying, you guys were really speculating that this would be, like, a rider or something mind-blowing that you haven't seen before. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Classic Kashi.
Yeah.
That actually, I do want to say, one of the things that I always find kind of interesting is that little, I would call it an arc, because it was just like, apologies for not having something mind-blowing to reveal for Ride Plus. Here's the entire last wave of Geo. Also, here's a layout of what we'll be talking about these following weeks. And then, like, during early 01, or for a lot of 01, they would say, next week we're going to be talking about this particular figure. And it was just like, okay, they're being very open about what they're revealing, just so people don't get too excited. But
it's definitely been the aftermath of the Aqua situation.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool, because that's also a case where you could say, hey, I guess your reputation actually now precedes you. Perhaps too hard.
Yeah.
I was also going to say that there was I forget what it was for, but there was a point, like, just recently, like some months ago, where instead of doing that usual thing of next week we're going to be talking about this figure, he instead said something like, what's it going to be? Is it going to be a new rider? Is it going to be a form? Have fun speculating. And it's like, oh, he's actually going back to the way he was before.
Yeah.
So I was like, I guess he's over it.
But I gotta say, though, had Keshin not, in my headspace, been Aqua already, and then he got revealed, that's an army builder figure, man.
Yeah. And then to pour salt on the wound,
like,
they added him back.
I have 4
Came out
of
again
them.
during 01. Yeah.
I feel like I'm lagging behind now, because I'm not getting enough of these army builds.
I don't have staffs for all of them, because no one sells the friggin' signpost box full of weapons on its own.
That's such a good box to get. I only have one extra one.
That's another thing that people
I need that box for my
Discord were just
Grand
like, hey, if you're looking for this, it's on Mandarake right now.
I always miss it. Or one of my orders with Huma Gears had one of those in it too. Guess what the one thing sold out in the order was when they put the payment in was the...
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah, I need that for my Grand Geo. That would really go nice.
I'm still on the hunt. Is that one in the box from AI10 with the keys, because I can't choose?
Yeah.
Like this happened with Decade and the cards. I can't choose. I just keep buying copies of the card hands. So
Yeah, my philosophy is
the thing.
I just leave it blank.
For now, yeah, I'm absolutely leaving it blank. That's my mentality for the title stands. I'm leaving those blank until I can make a full-on decision on who goes where.
No, that's fair.
But then for the decade stuff, my very bad headspace is like, well, we could put the drivers on each of the figures, but the belts aren't going to look right unless you have the ride booker and is there a thing on the other side? I don't think so.
Yeah, the cards, I think.
Yeah, the card holder.
No, the ride booker.
I thought that was the ride booker.
Or yeah, your ride booker. Yeah.
I'm literally staring at it.
Either way, it's not going to look right unless you have all those pieces, and you're going to need both the body and the armor set or the accessory set. So you're going to need both of those. You're going to be getting a lot of decades, and you know, if you're wanting to make those different forms, like an O's, a double, and all, what have you, you're just going to have to get those extra hands anyway. So you might as well start building your hand collection for each of the different forms.
Don't take any of this, by the way, dear listener, as an example of how to live your life.
Oh yeah,
Duping up figures. I mean, this goes back to Exade for me when they're like, Poppy comes with both sets of eye stickers, so you can choose. I was like, oh, I guess I have to buy a second Poppy. Like, didn't even think about it.
Also, this is not necessarily us saying, hey, do the healthy thing and don't do this. It's saying, hey, don't do that so that we can do it and that there are more in the market.
Yeah.
So
don't stand in our way. You'll get stepped on. Is the message?
That's
the
right.
healthy message we're trying to send out.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I don't know. 01's been pretty good. 01's been pretty good to us.
Yeah. Good base bodies too.
Yeah.
Like those little articulation enhancements went a huge long way for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't necessarily feel the difference when it came to like the extra cutouts in the knees, but definitely the elbows. Like, I'd say the worst elbow range so far has been double, but then after that it's like steadily been getting better.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I really appreciated that out of 01.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times with SHODO, it's like, I don't know things are an issue until they themselves point it out and call themselves out for it.
Yeah.
The red body for Gates was the initial one, but until it came to until it came to 02 that said, hey, these shoulders are not like fully flush with the rest of the torso, so we fixed it.
Yeah, and I was like, this was a problem?
Oh.
Yeah.
Like, at the end of the day, I appreciate it. This is still a sub 900 yen figure body, though. Like, y'all, I get it.
I feel like that's one of those things where I go, okay, I guess a lot of people must have been submitting surveys about that, huh?
Yeah.
Can I sit those folks down and go, like, listen, can we submit surveys about something more important? Like,
yeah.
Where's Izu?
For instance. For instance.
I mean, I will say, Izu, the one hurdle there is that it's like a human face. It's like a civilian character more so. The Huma gear technically counts as our first civilian figure.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
The blue eyes. And also, I guess this might be considered a SHODO exclusive because this never happened in the show. The Barotha Magir just comes with alternate blue lights because they thought, hey, wouldn't it be cool if he retained his personality and was a hero?
Yeah.
Yeah, and like even in Tom Constantine's little blurb about Taro, he was like, the producers weren't expecting him to be as popular as he was, but they were happy, and that made them think that, oh yeah, AI was the way to go with that. But that popularity, even at a producer level, them thinking about that probably got the gears turning in in G's head thinking about, what if good guy? What if Taro? I'm making it.
See, I had the thought back in my head, like, we've got a few episodes left of 01. What if this was secretly a spoiler, but they just kind of presented it this way? Nope.
Yep.
It's like, nope, that I can now say that was a SHODO exclusive. And if it happens in the movie, then it was because of SHODO. There.
Yep, SHODO invented it.
Yeah.
That's true. Has there ever, until that moment, has there ever truly been like a SHODO exclusive anything? Because even the GO Rider forms, those had shown up on Gondorizing.
I mean, just whenever they make like
package.
those like random kit bash stuff when I was trying to show off features and everything. But yeah, besides that,
well, the Geo like forms you were talking about, those never actually even appeared in Gondorizing. Those are just on the packaging of the ride watches.
Yeah, they're just in the boxes.
I just meant, like, visually, is there anything that hadn't appeared until SHODO went and said, yeah, this is what we're doing.
I guess one could say that anything that was not a face-forward, chest-up shot of any of those Zeo armors was technically new.
Yeah.
I guess
there is
fair.
Concept art,
wait.
but otherwise.
What about... Did we ever see the two-sided wings happen on...
Not that I recall.
Oh, yeah,
Rampage
for
Vulcan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't think he did ever use both of them. Then again, I feel like we got to see that form way less than we should have, but yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
And the only place that we've seen it is, with the full wings, is Gombarizing's card. So it's
okay.
That might have
I
been...
wonder if that was, like, something they were thinking of doing in pre-production when G was like, oh, okay, so this is the new form?
Yeah,
I was going to say,
I remember
do you guys know anything?
I want to say that card came out when the show was on hiatus, so maybe that was the thing that was supposed to happen.
Yeah, perhaps.
That's true. That wave of just 3 figures was very suspect to
It
me.
was just like,
It was-
Something
happened?
tells me something went wrong with that.
Yeah.
It's very selfish, but that's the wave that I accidentally double bought because I forgot I pre-ordered it at 2 different stores. And boy.
Hey, if you're
it's a
looking
nice
to get rid
lineup.
of that second set, I am actually looking for it because I accidentally put the wing sticker on the wrong side of
Burning Falcon.
No, the red guy.
Oh,
Falcon.
yeah.
Oh yeah. So part of me is like, man, I need just that extra sticker put on the other side. And if I just get that whole set, then I have Rampage Vulcans that I could put on the other side as well, because that is the other pink side of the thing.
Well,
and I could potentially cut that up and then paint it
wasn't
myself
there that,
to have the accurate wing.
Wasn't there? I forget which form it was. There was one form for Vulcan where he was like conceived to be a army builder thing.
What?
In like wasn't there some kind of like
in fiction?
God. Yeah.
I feel like both. I think it was Rampage Vulcan.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's like when I guess Guy is fantasizing about what his army will be, you just see like multiple Rampage Vulcans in silhouette.
Right.
Oh no. Oh, why would you say that to me?
I guess I gotta keep that
just
extra
get a
set
third
up
one.
I mean, obviously it never happened, but like I think the concept was
it's basically the same amount of screen time as Cyclone Axle Extreme. So
I was about to say though,
Yeah.
like Cyclone Axle Extreme is a toy I can purchase that I don't have yet, so I mean it's gotta.
Yeah.
I mean, it can. It's in that special club along with Double-Eyed Rabbit Hazard for builds.
Yeah, that's true. Oh. And
You
all
also-
of those things happened this year for SHODO.
They did.
Yeah. I don't know. Are there any like major talking points we wanted to hit on 01? Any other ones we didn't already like drill home?
Yeah, I guess the only other real things are like non-spoilery is that I genuinely believe horseshoe crab boys are in our future, one way or another.
Yeah,
They had better be. I'm scared to be like, yeah, I'm definitely thinking that's gonna happen because for some reason, I don't know, the world's been getting worse. So
That's
at
our
some
casualty.
point, I feel like, yeah, the horseshoe crab.
I mean,
I feel
when I say that I genuinely believe it, it's also one of those ones where I'm kind of looking off in the sky while I say that. So it's like, if it never happens, I'm not like actually mad. It's just like
I
just
feel like
it'll
it
happen.
really would depend. I feel like it really would depend on how many things Saber has to do
Yeah.
as it goes on.
Yeah.
I
But,
can't,
like, if-
I can't actually remember if I said this on the podcast proper or if it was just before we're recording, but my expectation now that 01 is over is that if they have writer in their name, then we will get a figure. Otherwise, a lot of people have got to be shouting in that survey.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Which
Oh
means
yeah, that's a thing. Because
Yeah.
surveys actually matter. They talk
Yeah.
about it all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they've driven it home so many times. And I'm putting a link. I'm putting a link in the description down below. If you haven't filled out the survey in a while, fill it out.
Yeah.
Do it.
Like,
Yes.
again, like the Humagear, the Trilobite Magia, Barotha Magia, Dodo, these are all things that they have said are because people asked for them in the survey.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what we're saying is, ask for the invading horseshoe crab because I want a figure of that old lady defending her child. And
And ask for
also give us Jackal. Fighting
exactly.
Jackal.
Yeah, fighting
Yeah.
Jackal.
I was about to say,
Yeah. Why?
because
Why
that's,
isn't that a figure?
that's what I was about to say is my expectations are if they're not a writer, then depend on the survey. I feel like that one has the most likely chance.
Just you'll
It's
get it as a
technically
figure
a writer
when.
form.
Yeah.
Like the thing I would point to as like the most likely would be Naki.
Oh, that's gonna
I mean-
happen.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
Naki's out.
That's gonna happen. They're gonna do Naki. That's if Tsukiyomi happened, it might be a year. Like I expect that Naki might be the situation of that suit. I didn't know that suit existed until
Yeah.
I saw the episode.
Oh
but
yeah,
like,
yeah.
there's no way that the Metsubo 4 are not they don't exist as a foursome in Soto by like 2022.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I wonder if they will take an opportunity, like during an accessory set or something, just to give us an Ikuzuchi crotch without the rest of the
The key
key
holders,
holders.
yeah.
yeah, and then
A Dodo
a
head.
head that will fit on the dodo body.
Yeah, yeah. I
Will
wonder
fit properly for the
if
second
they
form.
ever did bother to do that, because I feel like, I mean, there's really nothing to back it up entirely as to like what order that they're gonna do these extra 01 stuff, but I feel like probably the most likely to get it first would be the Orothos Vulcan form, since it's literally just a repaint of Assault Wolf.
That's true.
Yeah.
So I feel
That's
like
true.
that one would probably come first, and then if they could, because of that, kind of since they were kind of saving budget by just making that figure again, they could maybe include something like that.
I was about to say,
Like genuinely,
they
I
could,
wouldn't mind
poten-
sprinkling. Oh, go ahead.
I said, now that you mention it, since they could save costs, maybe they can include the one wing for Rampage Vulcan, since it's topical.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
The only thing
If-
they would have to do new for it, besides the paint job, would be the claws from Naki.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I
But
guess
they're
we're
gonna have to
moving
make
into
those
spoiler
anyway.
Things.
So
Oh right. This is the end part where we're gonna do a little bit of spoilery stuff.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
So keep that in mind. If you want to click off now, hey, thanks for stopping by. There are links in the description down below to everything we talked about, and also to help support the Black Lives Matter movement. They're all in there. But yeah, we're gonna keep talking about spoiler stuff for a bit.
Yeah.
So click off now.
I think the other likely thing, now that you mentioned it, and you mentioned tooling, is Arc Scorpion for Horobi, because that's mostly
Yeah.
the Ichigata suit.
That's one that I'm almost wondering, like, I mean, probably not for book 1, but like that one feels like that and Orthus Vulcan are the next two we'd probably see, unless folks knew about Naki really well in advance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, especially with the Vulcan thing, is that even if they didn't know about Vulcan in advance, it is just a repaint, so it would be pretty easy.
So it's like,
and
okay, on which one to go first?
That could be a situation for that one, where, remember how we keep getting Guardian bodies in one box because they've already made the tooling.
You mean
their money on
they
it,
could
so just reuse it?
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to, like, if they did that in mostly one box, and then the other box just had a bunch of accessories.
Yeah,
like, that would be your
could be
accessory
cool.
set.
So
Yeah, I want it.
realizing Hopper.
Oh yeah. That.
Yeah. So
Yeah, my apologies. I brought that up a bit early, and I hopefully people just thought I was saying funny words. But yeah, I think that that PV was like, I took that as just a gag. It was like, yeah, here's your realizing Hopper.
Yeah, they could do like a sparkly version.
You know how we didn't get like a quote unquote like Dai Soto set this year? They're just gonna do like a Dai Soda version of Rising Hopper, and they're gonna pretend it's Realizing Hopper.
Oh my god!
I have 3 ideas of how they could handle that. Weirdly enough, like one is when they get to the inevitable form change for the movie for 01, just include an alternate sticker for a display stand for Rising Hopper.
There.
It's like, that's the easiest one. It's like, hey, we told you that Soto 01 was on Premium Bandai, so there you go. The other thing they could do, potentially, is, like you said, just re-release Rising Hopper with metallic colors or something. Because the idea is that it's supposed to be like a special glowy version, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could... I don't think they'll do this, but you could add those extra, like, special effect robot pieces that kept showing up. Like, whenever he was, like, punching and kicking.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean...
A possible Dai Soto set is... do the armor in the style of Thouser, where it's not like the full front and back chest.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like that's a little more likely than...
Yeah.
You know, we're sort of like framing it as just as like hazard build.
Yeah.
Just showed up as a Dai Soto specification figure in...
Well, I mean, it's interesting because
the other guy.
with build there, I mean, it was because they had to do metal build, so like there was something there that needed that body. Because the thing about Realizing Hopper is that like it's like so barely even been able to consider it a form, like.
But it's called Realizing Hopper.
No,
so.
it is supposed to be different, but I don't know.
I mean, this gets more into the show, but that's a situation where I'm like, oh, you guys had a movie key and you didn't make a suit yet. I'll forgive this. I'm just gonna let this one go.
That's just the Reiwa era's like Sakurajima rider.
What?
Rider 1, amidst the billions of like slight color variations, one of them's the Sakurajima colors, which always gets a figure because is very popular.
Right.
Isn't that the one that came in X3, SHODO-X3?
I think it was in X1 because I just saw my old box back that said, and I also don't know if I don't know where mine is. SHODO-X1 got all split up when I got it, but because there's the original Rider 1 suit, and then there's the Sakurajima, and then there's the Shin Rider 1 suit, but like those are major color variations, but even there's like, you know, pink eyes or red eyes on the old suit, or like, can you see the actor's nose in the old suit or not? So, you know, Realizing Hopper's just one of those.
Oh, so that's why they gave us a Hongo suit.
Yeah.
Yeah. yeah, shoot.
I mean, I
like,
definitely think that like Naki's gonna take the most sculpting that they have to do, like new stuff.
Yeah, and that's the thing with Naki as well. It's like you don't just have to like finish the figure. You've got to find a place to fit them in with all of their PVC, because you're not getting those straps in without the PVC.
In the claws and everything.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I know they didn't.
But once you, I feel like you could do, the new Vulcan.
Yeah.
With those claws, and then the claws are done.
Yeah.
Right.
Now we'll move on to Naki.
It is helpful that they'll be able to use that piece twice.
I was also going to bring up is that make note of the fact that Arthros Vulcan only has those for a finisher, so that means they got to figure out how to make that removable, kind of like others.
Exactly. Yeah.
And you could have a broken version.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
There's a lot of fun stuff you could do there. But
I definitely think he'll be coming first.
There's also still one more kind of expected slot for a 01 thing, which is whatever if they end up doing an end of year box with stuff in it.
Oh yeah.
Because
yeah, no,
like the thing that's always on Amazon. You get like usually it's hyper battle video stuff.
Right.
Oh, right.
I completely forgot about that.
Oh man, yeah. Oh man.
Because I think that's kind of what Kangaroo was, but they did Kangaroo, so I'm like,
right.
Yeah,
what it'll be.
It seems like usually the approach is we're either going to do like an early hyper battle video, or we're going to do a late one, or we're going to do both.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we might. I feel like since we're already backed up on because I know we mentioned it way at the beginning of the show, but since the main summer movie got pushed to be in the December slot, I'm assuming that the Saber 01 movie has to be pushed to some other slot. So we're all over. There's like this whole domino effect of when everything's going to be pushed. So I don't even know if they would bother doing a second fall hyper battle DVD at this point.
Yeah, I brought that up, I think, on our Discord, where I was like, it's weird that they didn't really announce VC Next, or we haven't really heard anything about the box set. And then I thought, well, I guess the movie is still on, and they've moved it to December, so I guess they kind of just have to space their announcements apart.
Yeah. Or
they're space entire projects apart. Maybe the hyper battle video will be like a New Year's box set or something.
I mean, I just think it would be possible that some of these projects don't even happen.
That's also.
I agree too. That and it's anything that does get kind of strange or doesn't follow a pattern also falls into the realm of hey, I guess we're gonna take it as a way to shift things up for the new era. And it's
yes.
There you go. Yeah. I mean, we could just fall right back into the old pattern again, but who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, happened with Legend Rider stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's it seems to me like we've done this thing where we're starting to drift further away from Geo, so the Legend Rider stuff is starting to get back to where it was, where it's starting to get depressing how little there is.
Yeah, where everyone gets a deluxe book except for Kiva, who gets a Telebukun packet.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah.
Well, it's also everyone from Decade to the most recent one, and then also Kuga.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
Agito will never get done ever.
Kiva has it coming. Kiva got a Shinkocho Seiho. What else does Kiva want? I mean, being treated as an equal. I mean, that's a
anniversary.
Yeah, to celebrate the anniversary of Kiva, we get a Shinkocho Seiho, and you know what, Kiva, you get to have a candy toy Legend Rider thing as well.
The other option was none.
Yeah. Just be thankful, honestly, Wataru. Yeah, I remember your name.
Oh man, have you seen the name of the ride book? it's like weirdly egotistical. Like the way it's presented, it's something like Ore-sama wa Kiva something or other. And it's like the language of this phrase is I am the one known as Kiva.
Yeah, okay, buddy. Yeah, you got to appear in Decade. Okay, you broke some ground. Good job, buddy. Just calm down, all right?
There's also several episodes where you're crying in the bathtub, so...
Like, you know, I think Tetrafang is cool as well, but, like, let's settle down for a second. I'm just mean. I like Tetrafang a lot. I'm just mean to Wataru because he's so friggin' fits in a locker kind of personality. Like, just, hey, come over.
It's like I was actually saying recently, I feel like you need to rewatch Kiva because I have a lot of negative opinions of it, but maybe it was kind of cool.
You know, there's a lot of it that, like, especially the end of Kiva, I ended up liking.
Yeah.
I love the ending of Kiva. Like, it's kind of goofy, but it's, like, perfectly goofy.
Yeah.
It's like good Toku goofy of like, hey, guess what? I'm from the future, and I look like your dad, but I'm your kid. And also, there's, I don't know, they're off screen because we can't make them, but there's new monsters.
And
you know, that's something. That's a future writer that I feel like needs to get done eventually, which is Wataru's kid.
You know what? If they do
And just having
SHODO-Kiva,
the slightly orange.
No, it's basically just the regular Kiva, but the little Kivat on the belt has different colored eyes. So that's why I say when they do SHODO-Kiva, they can just give you a sticker.
Yeah, option sticker, and then you pose that one
Yeah, I'll take
alongside
it.
your pose that with grease and
Yeah.
get your Heisei double
And
riders.
you know what? Like, in that situation, that figure is not going to get short packed. So, it'll work out.
Yeah, you can double up
Unlike
easily.
Growing
Okay, I
Pains.
thought it was weird that you weren't upset. Okay.
Oh yeah, absolutely not. Because that'll actually work out for everyone who wants to do it.
Although it's interesting, like that one sticker is going to be premium Bandai. It's an odd decision that they made.
Oh. $10 for a sticker. Go through middleman service.
Don't worry, it comes with a Butaba Soul medal.
Yeah. I don't know. Oh, there's like a slight thing that I just wanted to mention. Because recently I found a little bit more information on these. And this is probably something for a potential topic later, but we have collectively found options for SHODO bikes in I think the line's called Pura Maker.
Yeah,
Lawmaker?
Yeah, it's something like that. It was just like once in a while I'll be scrolling through Instagram and we'll see someone like posting things that they put with their Shodo or Soto saying, hey, I found a bike that fits. And I'll be like, oh, Corey will want to hear about that.
Absolutely. So I just wanted to mention that. And hopefully that'll be another topic later because I just need my scale bikes. Okay, I just need them. But yeah, are we all good on 01?
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good time.
All right, cool.
It turns out
absolutely.
It turns out the hunt for extra bodies was something that I did not like with Geo, and I'm thankful we didn't have it here because it's 2020. And you can bet that I'm not going to do any sort of extra buying in 2020 for Saber. I would just be like, whatever they give me, I will take it.
I mean, like, you are just gonna have extras anyway.
I mean, yeah. It's just like, that's what I'm saying is, whatever they give me is fine. I will just have, like...
That's true.
I will have the Saber that goes on the shelf with the other main riders, and then I'll have the Saber that does form changes.
That's fair. Like, genuinely for me, I'm gonna be fine if I don't do, like, the lateral move figures. It's just gonna be like the vertical.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's the higher forms, not the mid forms.
Mm.
I think. Hopefully, I'm gonna eat those words eventually, but
yeah, you will.
yeah. Yeah, guys, that was another episode. This is the 70th episode. We've done 70 of these. Vangelus, thank you for joining us. That was a whole lot of fun.
No problem. No, it was fun to talk about that stuff. It's like I said, it's fresh on my mind. I'm still on the hunt for AI 10 for a price I want to pay. So like I am all hot on that SHODO. We got all that fresh SHODO stuff. Like I'm once again proselytizing to all of my friends who collect fig arts about how like, hey, if you want to just get a toy line for the show that matches up with the show and is fun, then like learn to sticker and get on that SHODO.
like just don't give them the Dodo Magia as their first, because
I
forgot to say, that one's just like almost entirely black with a bunch of red stickers.
I mean, the Trilobite actually was kind of, I was like, I thought the stickers might not be this harsh, and I've done 3 of them now, and by the 3rd one I was like, I don't think I need more than 5 of these.
Yeah, you see, for the best figure to start off with the stickering process is any of the build hazards.
Yeah. Actually, legit, I would say the Guardians are really pleasant to sticker, because all that like girdery recessed detail with the rims, like those stickers just fit perfect.
Oh yeah.
Those really communicate the quality of the whole thing really well. But we have a Saber coming up. I'm hyped to just have lots of half trench coats on ball socket joints.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah. Anyways, guys, that was this episode. If you like this episode, hit that like button and subscribe if you want to hear more from us each week. Or if you're listening on an audio platform, there are things to do with that are specific to, I guess, iTunes or like Spotify or whatever. You can leave us 5 stars on iTunes.
Leave a screenshot of
Someone
your Microsoft Zune playing the episode.
Do that. Yeah. Go into our Discord. That is one of the more important things. Head into our Discord and just hang out, because that's a fun time. And then also, there are still links in the description down below to how you can help support the Black Lives Matter movement by donating money, signing petitions, whatever you do. As long as you do it, it absolutely helps. Guys, thank you so much for listening. Keep it
juicy. See ya.
どう continue で podcast をつけるぜ
Sell me your human gears.
Shadow! Let's game! Make the game! What's your game? What's your name? I'm a Kamen Rider.